Welcome back to Snetterton, where it's almost time to decide the outcome of the Caterham 270R Championship. After a double win for Ben Lopez-Appleton last time at Donington Park, he arrived at Snetterton just a single point behind Championship leader Harry Cook. However, it was Lars-Alexander Hoffmann who was victorious in race 1, with Lopez-Appleton second and Cook only 7th. All of this means that just 4 points cover the three of them, with Angelos Alvarnos also in contention in 4th.
I'm going to try to enjoy it, to be honest with you. I don't like grabbing the calculator and start looking at the points. I think it will make it worse for me, so I will just enjoy the driving and see how it goes.
Well, after his win this morning, it's Lars-Alexander Hoffmann on pole position, Ben Lopez-Appleton alongside him. If Hoffmann were to win the race, Lopez-Appleton needs 4th or better to retain the championship. Here we go then, the final race of the season bursts into life, and it's a good start by Lopez-Appleton from the outside of row 1. Look, he will have the lead down to riches for the first time. Hoffmann's second place, and side by side for third, and that I think was Alvarnos coming up the inside of everybody, trying to gain ground. Saw Giuseppe Fillet there racing with Harry Cook, who was the championship leader arriving here at Snetterton, but that 7th place this morning has not done his championship hopes any good at all. Multiple lines being used through the Wilson hairpin, but it's the inside line for Hoffmann that works, and he gets the lead away from Ben Lopez-Appleton, who will just about, I think, hang on to second place. Andy Leese is coming up the inside of Angelos Alvarnos for third, as the four of them are very, very close together, heading into the left-hander at Palmer's. Hoffmann then with the lead, Appleton second, Alvarnos third. The three championship contenders, realistically, along with Harry Cook, are running 1, 2 and 3, but Andy Leese has not read the script. He's tried to mix it with them here, tried the inside of Alvarnos into Agostini, that didn't work. Then he goes to the outside to try and find some grip on the exit, and that might draw him alongside Alvarnos. No, not quite. Angelos will just about retain third on the run to Hamilton. The spray being kicked up. It's still a very wet and windy October afternoon here at Snetterton. The 300 circuit, though, does provide good racing regardless of the weather conditions, and we're seeing that again here. Out through Oggies then, up towards Williams for the first time of asking, and Alvarnos a little bit slow there off the tight right-hander. Look at the way that Lars-Alexander Hoffmann is pulling away here, though. If he can win the race, that's all he can do to try and wrestle this championship away from Ben Lopez-Appleton, who is fading in second place. Andy Leese looked as though he was about to move into third ahead of Alvarnos. That didn't work. And look at who is catching the red car with the black nose is Harry Cook. Harry Cook could still win this championship, but he really needs to try and make up for the issues that he had in this morning's first race. Heading out of the right-hander at Nelson, though, he is looking an awful lot quicker here, and he could be on for a podium. There he is, look, Harry Cook, the number 9 machine, heads through the bomb hole for the first time of asking, and Harry desperately wants to try and get a race victory here if he can, or at least get himself onto the podium in order to keep his championship hopes alive. To the end of this first lap of racing then, and a very entertaining but tense lap it's been as well, with so much on the line here and in such tricky conditions. The slightest mistake from any one of these championship rivals could see their hopes end in tears. Side by side for second place here, Alvarnos to the outside of Ben Lopez-Appleton for P2, and he gets it. Lopez-Appleton then slipping down the order, and Andy Leese is going to try and go around the outside as well. Now this is absolutely pivotal because it puts Ben Lopez-Appleton back to 4th position. That is the lowest that he can finish and still retain the championship, with Hoffmann leading the way, and he's wide again. Harry Cook is up the inside of him coming out of the Wilson hairpin. Alvarnos and Leese are getting away, but for 4th position, that could be the championship being decided as we speak, because Lars-Alexander Hoffmann is escaping out in front. The race win is looking more and more likely. It is all about where Lopez-Appleton ends up. That is what will decide the outcome of the title. Alvarnos then and Leese already getting away from perhaps a slightly nervy Ben Lopez-Appleton here, and Harry Cook is up the inside. This could be the move for 4th position, but he can't get the power down on the exit. The wide line working well there for Ben Lopez-Appleton, and he keeps the number 5 car ahead for now. Well, this is really intense stuff. Replay of the start. There was no holding back Ben Lopez-Appleton off the line. He had by far the best reaction, gone into turn number 1 first, but he did not stay there for long. He's still 4th as they head down towards us, but Cook is looking to the outside, heading into Brundle and Nelson. Leese and Alvarnos still debating second place as well, with Leese ahead now of Angelos for P2. But really, it's this 4th place battle. And look, Harry Cook has gone through then. So Harry Cook has got himself ahead of Ben Lopez-Appleton. That puts Appleton 5th, and that would not be enough for the championship. He needs to get back ahead of that number 9 car or hope that something happens to Lars Alexander Hoffmann ahead of him, but that is certainly not a guarantee. For whatever reason, in these wet and murky conditions in race 2, it is not looking good for our championship leader. Race 1 was dry and he was quick, he was competitive in that one, but now for whatever reason, Ben Lopez Appleton, runner-up in this morning's first race, is slipping down the order. Quite literally, look at him slipping and sliding out of the final turn. Lars Alexander Hoffmann having no such problems. There is a visual look at his lead over Andy Lees in second, Alvanos in third, Cook now into fourth position, and someone else, I think, through the spray I could see, was coming to challenge Ben Lopez Appleton as they went towards Rich's corner. 33 is Ryan Errol there, making his way out of the final turn. There is Lopez Appleton. Oh, and that was very tight indeed behind him. Andrew Murgatroyd, that was, coming up the inside and barely getting the car stopped as he headed through the Wilson hairpin. All of this going on just behind Ben Lopez Appleton. Leader back towards us. Possible that that lead gap is coming down slightly. Andy Lees is certainly escaping from Alvanos. Look in the background though, another place has now been lost for Ben Lopez Appleton, although he'll try to get it back again as they run into Agostini, and he does. That's Giuseppe Fillet, who had a 4th place finish in this morning's first race, one of his best results of the season, and he very nearly took 5th place away from Lopez Appleton there, who again gets the tail hanging out coming off the corner. Here's the replay look of Murgatroyd, and how close did he come to clobbering the right rear corner of Ben Lopez Appleton's car. He could easily have wiped out Fillet too. Into the closing stages of the race then. Angelos Alvanos is back into 2nd place now ahead of Andy Lees, and they are both catching Lars Hoffmann. Now if Hoffmann doesn't win the race, that changes everything for Ben Lopez Appleton, so Hoffmann needs first and foremost to make sure that he keeps these two at arm's length if possible, because the race win realistically is what he would need right now to take the title. This is a typically intense final race of the season, and that is a spin for Ben Lopez Appleton. He's lost another place now. He's gone off at Agostini. Through has gone Andrew Murgatroyd. The rear of that car hasn't looked happy all race, and sadly that might be the final nail in his championship coffin, because that is another position lost, another couple of points going begging. He needed to be inside the top 4 anyway, and that spin has made it even less likely that he will manage to do so. Well, Lars Hoffmann looks as though he's going to come home a race winner here, and this will prove to be an absolutely vital race victory. He's had a number of them already this year, but this will be the most important. He won the earlier race today, a double race win at Snetterton could seal the championship for him. He heads into the final corners now through the never-ending right-hander at Coram Corner before hitting the brakes into the devilishly tricky left-hander at Murray's. That will bring him out onto the pit straight. Alvanos and Lees are still debating 2nd place, but they cannot catch Lars Alexander Hoffmann, who comes out of the final corner. He sees the checkered flag, and provisionally he wins the Caterham 270R Championship for 2020. Alvanos just hangs on to 2nd place at the flag from Andy Lees, and it will be only 7th for Ben Lopez Appleton, and that, ultimately, is the race that will cost him the championship. Here is confirmation of the race result first of all then. Hoffmann with the win, Alvanos 2nd, and Lees on the podium. Lopez Appleton only manages 7th position, so the race victory for Hoffmann is the perfect way to sign off the championship.
Yeah, of course, I'm very happy about it. Doesn't seem so before we arrived here in Snetterton, but yeah, quite good.
It's a strong competition though, isn't it? You have a real fight with the others.
Yeah, of course. Maybe in the wet it's very hard to drive a car very fast around the corners and make no failure.
Hoffmann wins the title by 3 points over Lopez Appleton and Harry Cook, who are tied for 2nd. Lopez Appleton winning the tiebreaker with more race wins. Congratulations to Lars Hoffmann though, that is the way to win a championship.